Okay, verse number 139, please read. Akhanda nitya dvayabodha saktya spurandamatmanamanda vaibhavam samavrunotya vrutishaktiresha Tammo maira hurivar kabimbam. Right. So the more you understand very clearly about your own nature, then it will be easier to grasp as to how you had gone into this mess. Because of the ignorance of one's own self, not knowing one's own nature, that which is eternally shining, ever existing, ever free, pure awareness, now appears to be tied down by this physical body, mind, sense organs, and all other identities. Please understand, identities by themselves do not tie you down. Like guna. When you say guna, the word guna has got two meanings. Guna means quality, also guna means a rope. A rope cannot tie you down. As you are walking down, you can't say the rope tied my feet down. You have to get yourself tied down by a rope. Same thing also, guna. Please observe again and again. Nothing attracts you until you feel attracted by the object from within. Especially inanimate sense object. The gold doesn't say it is precious. The diamond doesn't demand to be taken home. The car is not tempting you. One human being, animate, living human being, either tempts you or puts an idea into your head. And you are not being able to know what to do with the thought, you fall a victim to the thought. That is why a child is abused, misused, because the child doesn't know what he is doing. That is why when you are two adults, grown-up human beings, when you say something to each other, that is you are held responsible. But when a child says something, you laugh at it. The child doesn't know what he is doing, child doesn't know what he is saying. But when the thought is given to you, if you are still like a child, not knowing how to distinguish, then you shall be in pain, a little moment of pleasure, whatever you say, but you are bound. So very clearly it must be understood that no object in the world can ever tie you down. If you are feeling persecuted by a memory, it is not that the incident is responsible. You don't know how to deal with your memory. Understand? Recognizing a situation is one thing, suffering is something else. By your memory will bring back, this is how the man had talked, this is how he or she behaved, that much. But that doesn't take away the bliss, the happiness, the freedom, the light of lights that you are. Don't imagine that just because you recognize yourself as happiness, no other thoughts will exist. They will exist. Body shall continue to be. but no more the limitations of the body will affect you. So, very clearly he points out how exactly it so happened that the absolute infinity, pure awareness seems to be tied down by this body because of the ignorance. Atasmin tadbuddhi prabhavati vimudasya tamasa. Tasmin tadbuddhi jnanam. To know yourself as yourself, knowledge. To know yourself as something else is ignorance. So when you, because of the ignorance, when you do not understand yourself who you are, that is the time problem comes, and this is what exactly is written down now, described in this verse. So sit down for some time, observe yourself in the background of this knowledge that you have picked up so far, the entire range of anatma and who you are, and see how everything as it is never a problem. The creation, the physical body, your sense organ, sense object, your organs of action, all your thoughts, I thought, everything is beautiful in its own place. But at no time I must take myself to be what I have. I must see who I am. Aham pratyaya lambana. Aham pratyaya gochara. That which is meaning of the word I. Okay? Think that and see that very clearly. That's a very beautiful statement. So far we have been teaching. Sometimes some statement comes up, it is so profound, so beautiful. As I told you, the flower is not the name. It's the meaning of the name. Like Mala and it's Rudraks. This is meaning of the word Rudraks. This is not Rudraks. Everything is nameless. This is meaning of the word body. It's not body. This is meaning of the word I. This is not eyes. How do I point out thoughts? That is where you have to move in. That is the meaning of the word memory. Who you are is meaning of the word I. You are not I, not the name. Very simple, work on it. And that's something, what has happened? Akhanda nitya dvayabodha shaktya spurandam atmanam ananda vaibhavam. This is the glory of the Atma, yourself. Akhanda nitya advayabodha shaktya spurandam atmanam ananda vaibhavam samabrunoti avruti shakti resha. Esha avruti shakti. This veiling power of the ignorance, samabrunoti, completely covers, veils. What is this? Ananta vaibhavam. The endless, glorious luminosity, brilliance, resplendence of the self, which is nitya, akhanda, indivisible, eternally existing, advaya bodha, one without a second, pure consciousness, which is swatejasa spurantam, which is shining in its own glory. Yet such a thing, how it gets covered by the ignorance. Like, he gives an example. Like, Abruti Shakti Samabrunati Tamomai Rahu Rivararkabimbam Arkabimbam. Arkabimba, the body of the sun. How bright, shining high in the sky. Doesn't depend on anything for anybody, but a shadow covers up. If you are smart, will you say the sun is lost? What shall you say? Sun is covered. And that the sun is covered, known by whom? In the presence of the sun. Are you getting that? That is why you cannot lose sight of the sun. Are you getting that? Very nicely, beautifully, Shankara says, there is one sloka, they call it as the small boy, Hastamalakam. The Hastamalaka was a small boy. Young boy never talked. So parents were worried that this boy is not going to talk. One day, Sankara was passing by, so his father brought the baby to show him to the Shankara. Then Shankara asked him, Vasya Kastvam, son, child, who are you? And he puts up such a definition. First time he talks, but he talks such a profound thing, Sankara gets stumped, and he writes 8 verses on it, Hastamalakam. See, what does the child say? Ghanachanna markam ghanachanna drishtim yatha nishprabham manyate chati moodha tatha baddhavat bhatiyo moodha drishti nityopalabdha surupoham atma. Baby talks for the first time and throws an atom bomb on Shankara. He says, Ghanachanna markam, arka, the sun covered by the clouds. Ghanachanna drishti. So the one who is looking at the cloud, his eyes are also, who is looking at the sun, he is also covered by the cloud. Ghanachanna marka, the sun is covered. Ghanachanna drishti, the eyes of the man also is covered. Ati moodha nishprabham manyate. Ati moodha, the person who is totally deluded, meaning ignorant and stupid, considers what? Nishprabham. The sun has lost its prava, nishprabham, has lost its brilliance. The sun has lost its brilliance? Or the sun is covered by the cloud. And the cloud, that the cloud covered the sun is known in the presence of the sun. Tatha. Baddhavat bhatiyo moodha drushti. In the same way, that which appears bound in the vision of the ignorant, but in reality it is free, eternally existing, eternally shining, pure awareness. Swarupoham Atma, I am that. Who are you? He gives him the highest philosophy. Now Sankara was so impressed, he has to write down 8 verses, Hastamalakam. We have heard that book, no? Silence the first word. That is the book in that Hastamalakam. Is there. You know Hastamalakam, no? Madana Upadesh. Oh, but Hastamalakam we have finished. You must, if the book has not come, you must transcribe it and bring it out. It's fantastic work. Very beautiful. Okay, so Arkabimbam, so like that, as the sun looks covered by the cloud. In the same way, consciousness as though covered by the ignorance. And when the ignorance goes, you are always with yourself. That ignorance goes by knowledge. Now having told this, now he further writes. Please read. Stiro bhute swatmani amalatara tejovati puman anatmanam mohat ahamiti shariram kalayati tata kama krodha pravruti bhiramum bandhana gunai param vikshepakya rajasa urushaktir vyathayati tiro bhute swatmani amalatara tejovati puman anatmanam mohat ahamiti shariram kalayati tata kama krodha pravruti bhiramum bandhana gunaihi param vikshepakya rajasa urushaktir vyathayati. So thus, when the self, first it is covered, tirobhute atmani amalatarate tejavati, when this amalatara tejavan atma, that which is eternally shining, never ever subject to losing its brilliance, that self, the awareness, as though covered, tirobhute, covered by this ignorance, thereby the puman, indeed the jiva now, atmanam mohat sariram ahamiti kalayati. So this puman, this jiva, not knowing about himself, understand how the Brahma, the Paramatma appears to be jiva, only when he is forgetting himself. Because of the ignorance, not being conscious of his own nature, it takes the name to be itself. Instead of considering himself the meaning of the word I, it takes himself to be the I thought. And after that, goes on extending its identification. Mohat, by delusion, sariram ahamiti kalayati, considers the body as himself. Not only body, but also extension. Riches I am, poor I am, and the condition of the body, young, old, adult, condition of the sense organs, I can see, hear, taste, touch, condition of the thoughts, different types of memories, identifies with. That's a huge confusion. Are you getting that point, please? When you forget one role, you forget about yourself, then you lose yourself completely in the array of roles. So many roles, oh my God, so many roles. How many holes you need in a pot for the water to go? One is enough. Is needed 100 holes? One hole is enough. How many roles you need to lose yourself? One, poor. One is enough. If more are there, merrier for misery. More roles you lose yourself, more miserable you are, no problem. Disturbed father, frustrated husband, miserable wife, terrible executive, bad friend, unhappy mother, Sometimes one role gives relief to the other role. As a husband you are miserable, but at least in office you are good. Officer, big officer. As an officer you are miserable, but at least my husband is good or my wife is good. As a husband and wife you are stupid, but as a father of a good child at least there is some solace. Are you getting that? How one role gives little satisfaction, gives little support to other roles. That is how people survive, or else they will be dead. Like some people, some actors, if they get every movie they get bad role, after some time they drop out, isn't it? They want to be hero, but they are never given the big role. Like in my village, when we are children, we will be playing trade. Have you played trade? You know trade? The trade, they put that, those days Bombay, names will be Kalwar Devi, Parle, Ville Parle, all these names will be there. Nowadays also different. In the summer time we will be continuously playing. How much my mother has beaten us. Oh boy. Anyway, because the moment we get a time, we go to the library, in our village library, pick up that trade, and then we will start playing 10,000, 5,000 rupees, all that game we play. But there are 4 only player. One has to be company. Now nobody wants to be company. Because company means you have to only give the money. There is no excitement of somebody falling into a trap and you are falling into somebody's trap, making money, losing money. That is excitement. Company is simply giving the money. So nobody wants to be company. So what do we do? But somebody has to be company, so we will make a lottery. Whose name comes up? One, my uncle, my same age, but he was uncle, my uncle. Same age, he is dead now, unfortunately passed away. Heart attack. Anyway, so what he'll do? He said, okay, we'll have a lottery. So there is one boy, he'll put all the 5 names in one. In all the 5 pieces of paper, he will have that name only. And say, okay, you pick up. Whichever one you pick up, you take it. So he'll put that one. The moment he picks up one, he takes the other one and throw out quickly. And they say, read it out. Oh, you are the lottery company. So that fellow is a little slow, says, every day I am company. Okay, all right, I'll be company. So he plays. But after 3-4 times, now he doesn't want to play anymore. Every time he doesn't want to be company. Now same way. Every role, suppose, is miserable. You think you shall survive in life? You will be dead. You will be totally dead. That is why every other problem is life, at least food gives little pleasure. At least sex gives little pleasure. So average person survives. Little food, little sex, some excitement, entertainment, no. So, okay. All these people will kill themselves. Understand? Same thing a role. Husband, wife, father, mother, something somewhere. When any type of role comes up, certain role sustains somebody else. But so many roles are being played out. Are you getting that? So many roles are being played out. All because the person is not aware of himself. If you can play the role, absolutely no problem. If you lose yourself in the role, then only problem. Are you getting that? Playing the role of a madman also you can impress people. But if you are mad, are you getting that? There is a difference between you are playing the role of a madman and you are being mad. Are you getting that? Happiness is not a role. You can't say, I'm playing the role of happy. Happiness is not a role. Happiness is yourself. All other things are roles which comes and goes. That is why for a happiness, every role becomes beautiful. Happy father, happy mother, happy husband, happy wife, happy child. Everything is beautiful. Roles are not a problem. That is why actor is very important. You recognize yourself. Like in Hollywood, when they are given Oscar award, the award is not given for the roles. The award is given for the actor. The actor is top. So which role is better? Every role is as stupid or as wonderful as any other role. Actor must be top class. So you be the actor, be yourself, the awareness. But when it covers up, the ignorance covers up, Atmanam mohat ahamiti sariram kalayati. Mohat, by ignorance, by delusion, sariram atmanamiti kalayati, considers the body and all other things as himself. Tataha. After that what happens? Once you identify the body with sense organs, perceptions and thoughts, kama, krodha, pravruti, amubandhana gunai. Kama, krodhadi. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, mascharya. Desire comes up. Once you lose sight of yourself, you cannot accept the limitation. Therefore, the struggle begins to return to yourself. That is why you don't have to teach human being to be happy. You don't have to teach them, hey, you must want happiness in life. Is it necessary to teach them, you must want happiness in life? Everybody by nature looks for happiness. You don't have to tell people that you must be happy. You must look for comforts. Is it necessary to ask for, look for comfort? Naturally you will go away for discomfort. Hot breeze, you go away. You are sitting by the side of in the door, cold breeze comes, naturally you move in. Because it's uncomfortable. Everybody gravitates towards comfort. Everybody gravitates towards happiness. Why everybody loves to sleep? Think. Why everybody loves to sleep? Because at least in sleep you are forgetful. There is no happiness, but there is no unhappiness. So you can forget unhappiness. That is why everybody gets gravitated towards sleep. Anywhere you sit down, beautiful, no problem. Absolutely no problem. People sleeping, traveling in train, plane, have you seen that? They fall on you. Ah, what a headache I had this time. One person was simply, completely lying down. Now how much can I go? Anyway. Suppose I am also sleeping, then also no problem, but I am wide awake. What a headache. Anyway, so because why people go into sleep? Because that mode, because unhappiness, escape. So you don't have to teach people to look for happiness, naturally. So kama, krodha, all these things we have seen already. Gunai param vikshepakshya rajasa uru shakti rivyathayati. So this tamas, rajas, that covers up completely, and rajas shakti, vikshepa shakti. First it abrunoti, covers up. Then vikshepati, completely projection takes place. Are you getting that? That is where these emotions become so very dangerous. Please tell me, listen carefully, just see that. What is that affects us in life? Please think me, friends, please. What is affecting you in life? See clearly. Perception or reaction to perception? Are you getting that point, please? Perception doesn't blind anybody. Reaction to perception. That you see gold is not a problem. Reaction is, I want it. Wonderful. Are you getting that? Reaction. Perception doesn't create problem. If everybody sees, no, if perception has to create problem, then everybody should be troubled. Like advertising. They advertise same thing. How many people go for it? Not everybody goes for it, not everybody falls for it. Your reaction. And who is reacting? Does your sense organs react? Eyes report, but eyes don't demand. Eyes report the flower, but eyes don't say, eyes don't demand. The truth to the perception, thought take place. A thought is knowledge. Thought doesn't demand. I demands. For what? Not knowing that it is himself the source of happiness. He thinks by getting that something he'll be happy. What happens in ignorance? The individuality demands something to be happy. In wisdom, the individuality, knowing itself as I am the happiness, demands something for sustenance. Both demand, but the quality changes. Are you getting that point, please? The wise man also needs it. The ignorant man also needs it. But this is where to extend, wise man, happy man doesn't need anything. Don't give that. Banish that statement from your head. Don't say happy man doesn't need anything. Yes, happy person doesn't need anything for happiness, but for sustenance he needs everything. Because you give this unnatural statement that happy person doesn't need anything, every person says, I don't think it is knowledge Papa. It's not for me, it's for somebody. Because I need things. Of course everybody needs things. Even God needs things when he is born here to this world. Everybody needs. For your sustenance you need everything. Ask yourself a question. Are you doing it for sustenance or for happiness? Think. Example I'll give you. Are you eating for survival or for pleasure? If you eat for survival, no food will be your problem. If you eat for pleasure, you will be raising your own nose, Oh no, are you here? If you are eating for survival, go. You don't care. Are you getting that point, please? In our generation, think of it, in this present generation now, when people have become richer and richer and richer, how many people are eating for survival? There are still billions of people who eat for survival, poor. But there are also billions who are eating more for pleasure. And none of you eating for survival. When you go to restaurant, do you order taste or food? Why do first place, there is food in your house, why do you go to restaurant? For food or taste? Taste. Because restaurant food has a taste which home food doesn't have. And when you go there, do you order taste or food? Tasty food, right? You understand the point, please? Please appreciate. So if you are eating, looking for pleasure, you shall be disappointed after every session. Too much of money, no good taste. This is a type of complaint, this type of discussion. Too fat, too oily, too much of sweet. Who thinks? Only rich, inactive rich people. Active poor man, does he look for oil or fat or sugar or no sugar? Anything he eats, the machine digests. Why? Hard working. Any calorie it can digest. So talking about the food is style of the leisurely, educated class. Understand? Anyway, come back to this. A person who is happy with himself, everything that he needs is for survival, nor for happiness. And therefore, no kama, no desire, no anger, no hatred, no jealousy. Wanting something to be happy makes it kama, kamana. Desiring thing for its own sake is not a desire. Take that statement and think over it. Desiring something for a happiness sake, if you want something to be happy in life, that thought becomes a strong desire. Wanting something for its own sake, it will be nice to have a car, why to go to places? If you can have it, fantastic, can't have it also, excellent. So that's not a desire which destroys you. But I must have the car, why my neighbor has one? I must have a car, why my brother purchased one, If you purchase this car, I must purchase the better car. Why people are miserable? Think. Why people are miserable? You are unhappy not because you don't have a TV. You are unhappy because you are never has a flat TV which you don't have. You are happy not because you have a TV, but because your neighbor doesn't have one. Therefore, timid, arrogant. Oh, they don't have. What car have you got? Oh, Santro. I have a Mercedes. Right? And if you are proud for your Mercedes, you will naturally feel like a rat when you see somebody going in a Ferrari. Are you getting that point? It all depends, completely depends on the individual. But suppose I want a car. Why? Because I need a car. Why? Because you take me places. Finished. I don't have it. Don't have it. So what? Nobody can make you miserable. Just think of it. That is why don't say a person who is happy has no desire. No. You know how to desire, not to desire. And therefore, all other emotions are like that. You know how to be angry, not to be angry. All these things you have seen. Okay, having told this, then when he goes into this moha, this desire and other things, what happens to him? Vakshipa saktya rajasa vyathayati. Because of these projections of various kinds, completely torments him all the time. How much more? Please read. Mahamoha graha grasana galitatma gamano dhiyo nanavastham swayam abhinayan tadgunataya apare sansare vishaya vishapure jalanidho nimajyormajya ayam bhramati kumati kuschitagati mahamoha graha grasana 1 minute. Yes. Grasana galitatma bhagamano dhiyo nanavastham swayam abhinayan tadgunataya apare sansare vishaya vishapure jalanidho nimajyormajya ayam bhramati kumati kuschitagati. Beautifully describes how the ignorant man continuously goes ups and down in life. Just like a person who doesn't know swimming, if he falls into the water, sometimes drowns, sometimes comes up, struggling in life. Fallen into the river, fallen into the pond, this person goes up but doesn't know how to swim, comes down, goes up, comes down, breathless, comes down, and ultimately dies miserable death. The whole living is a struggle. Average person lives his life like that in this world, continuously feeling suffocated, far away from his own nature. Because of the ignorance of himself, the person never recognizes that he is the source of all the happiness, love, freedom that is looking for in life. As though banished from his own nature because of the ignorance of himself, now he identifies himself with the first thought, I thought. Doesn't know who he is. And because of that covering, veiling of that self with this I, extends his identity to everything that he is aware of. All the thoughts, the sense organs action, gross body. Physical body, deha, becomes the high point in identification. Because physical body is the one with which I seems to end and the world begins. Please see, your physical body, your body. See how we use the language? I say your body. Did I say you? You use the language like that. Enaku odambu sariya illai, mera tabiyat theek nahi hai, my body is sick. But how do you feel? I am sick. You say, enaku odambu sariya illai. You say, mera tabiyat theek nahi hai, my body is not okay. But what is your feeling? I am sick. When you say, my buffalo is suffering from dysentery, do you take medicine? Huh? Can you say, Swamiji, I am taking medicine. Why? My buffalo is suffering from dysentery. Do you take medicine? No. Then why are you saying, my body is sick? Then why are you taking medicine? Are you getting that? Because this is where the identity is complete. Not that therefore I should neglect this body. No. Body is yours, but it is not you. Like car is yours, it is not you. There is a difference between your car and you. There is a difference between I have a car and I am a car. Any difference? I have a dog, I am a dog. Any difference? Not much difference. That's true. Right? Are you getting that point, please? I am the body, I have the body. When you say I am the body, whatever happens to the body threatens you, frightens the hell out of your life. I am the engineer, listen carefully. I am the engineer, I have engineering knowledge. If you say I have engineering knowledge, you will be absolutely humble. Why? I have the knowledge, many people have the knowledge, so what? I am the engineer, Timiru. Absolute arrogance comes in. Why? No other engineer. I know everything. Last word. That is why you become so arrogant, nobody can talk to you. Little education, a little position. Because you identify the position. Comparison is inevitable. In relation to some people you are big. In relation to some people you are small. You shall always moving with a smaller crowd. Like you can see these politicians, absolutely brainless, most of them. Absolutely empty inside. They love to be surrounded by sycophants. Sycophants means what? Flatterers. Those who shall always tell you are the best. There is nobody like you. Even if he commits crime, you have taken the right steps, sir. Understand? Psychophancy, flattery. They like to be surrounded by those people. If somebody speaks the truth, he has no spot there, no place there. Is it only for a politician? No. Every little human being is a politician. You play politics in your relationship. You know how which side of the bread to butter. Every person does it. Listen carefully. If you find somebody more dominant, stronger personality, not many people can take it. When you are absolutely strong, you can appreciate weakness of somebody, strength of somebody. Both are fine. It will have its own place. But when you don't recognize it, what happens? Sansara, in the world, this is how a person lives. Nimajya unmajya. Ayam brahmati kumati kuschita gati. This jiva, individual, kumati. His name is Kumati. You have heard the girl's name Sumati, no? There are some girls whose name is Sumati. Have you heard Kumati? Kumati means bad brain. So nobody names a girl Kumati. Every them Sumati. Okay. Kumati means a person with ignorance goes through kuschita gati, all painful, miserable avenues of life open in front of him. Because continuously unmajya nimajya ayam brahmati moves around continuously, drowning in the river of life, lake of life, ocean of life, whatever you consider. In this continuously changing universe, the person finds himself continuously drowning. Sometimes a little relaxed, but most of the time overwhelmed by problems. And that is what is beautifully described in the Upanishad, about the happiness in human life. Very beautiful imagery. Imagery is, a man is walking in the forest. When he is walking in the forest, suddenly a tiger roars and he starts running. And he runs for his life. Listen, runs for his life. When he is running for his life, he doesn't know what is going on in front of him. And there was a big hole. He falls into the hole. As he falls into the hole, desperately holds onto a branch of a tree which is growing by the side of the well. And he somehow hangs on. When it hangs on, there were nice honey bees. There is a beehive on the lonely plant. The honey bees are disturbed and they gave him a beautiful welcome. As he is getting that welcoming reception from the honey bees, the loose soil falls up onto the dry well. Underneath, there is a cobra family. And when this little dust has fallen in, everybody is up and shh. So, better reception waiting downstairs. And also, when he held that tree and fell down, loose soil falls up, the raw roots are now exposed. A rat family comes out, start eating the root, cutting the root. And of course, the tiger has no office to attend, he is waiting. Any time he comes up, the tiger will finish him. By chance he falls down, the snakes will have a nice time. And of course, now in between, the bees are giving a continuous reception with music as they are going round also, giving him a nice reception. And that is the time, as he was falling, his hand had crossed the honey comb, from which a little honey is falling. That is the pleasure of the samsara. Stung by the honey bees in so many forms of so many people, relationship. Continuously, as though you are being waited upon by the tiger and the snake, uncertainties of life, a little moment of relaxation. That is the samsara sukham. That's where the person is interested. And therefore he takes enormous pain. Just imagine. You work so hard to get a TV. First day you inaugurate. You watch for 2 hours. Second day you return home to watch half an hour. After 5 days you don't know where your TV is. You understand? People purchase so many things in life. Ask yourself how many things you are using. Like in this brahmachari, Swami world, if you are educated and you are exposed to education, most of the brahmacharis I have seen, their always collect books. Collecting book is a very harmless habit. Because if somebody says, I want books, can you say no? But ask the people, have you read the books? Don't ask that question. Then you make them feel embarrassed. Because there should be 20, 30, 50, 100 books must be there. Have you read it? How many people have read those books? Collecting becomes an obsession. Books, objects, so many things. I must have. Are you using? Understand? So much of work goes behind it, but you never enjoy it even for a moment. Kushchitagati. Okay? Such a person, he says that Mahamoha Graha Grasana Galita Atmavagamano. Mahamoha Graha Grasana Galita Atma Avagamana. Atma, the person himself, now goes into this ignorance, being swallowed by the crocodile of great delusion of ignorance. So the Paramatma considers himself as a jiva. Infinity considers himself finite. Immortal considers himself mortal. Absolute bliss considers himself miserable. That is your first step in forgetfulness. The moment you forget, projection begins. Where is the projection begins? Dhiyo nanavastham swayam avinayan. Dhiyaha nanavastham swayam avinayan. The different moods of the mind, the different moods of the intellect, the different thoughts, memories within, swayam abhinayan, thereafter you identify with every one of those thoughts. Tadrupataya, you take that self to be yourself. That is why most people, listen carefully, most people, 99% people are mental. Mental means what? Thoughts drive them crazy. But not even 1% recognizes that thoughts drive them crazy. Everybody thinks objects drive me crazy. That is why nobody holds himself responsible for any misery. Everybody holds the world responsible for his misery. Are you getting that point, please? You must think it over. The day you recognize you are the number one in the crime list, you are committing the crime against yourself. You don't know yourself, because of which every thought torments you. And therefore you think every person or every object torments you. Don't blame the objects. Don't blame the thoughts. When you are alone, who is tormenting you? Ask yourself a question. Don't say memory torments. Memory torments? So picture is tormenting you. Huh? Picture frightens you, or you are frightened of a picture? Come on. Can the picture run? Come on. Can the picture of the fire burn you? Can the picture of water wash you away? Can the picture of an avalanche, a snow blizzard, destroy you? Memories are like pictures. Sit down here and close your eyes for half an hour. Go to your room and do that. Anywhere. Your past will file past. It's like a march past. Your past is filing, continuously marching away. Pictures of the past. Incidents are far away. Father is gone, mother is gone, childhood is gone, brother is gone, sister-in-law is gone, husband is gone, wife is somewhere, job is gone, everything is gone. What makes you miserable? Thoughts drive you crazy? Or you don't know how to watch your thoughts? Avinayan. Dhiyo nana rupam. For dhiya, for the intelligence. So many different types of memories. Avinayan. What all thought comes, you take it to be yourself. And that is where the person, what he says, I don't know why these thoughts are coming. I don't know why these are. Why are you worried? Hey, look, that a thought is come. Suppose a picture comes, does the incident comes back again? Come on. Think. If a picture comes back, are you getting that? If I show you the picture of Deepam, now suddenly mountain there will be a Deepam. Huh? I am showing you the picture of Deepam. Oh, suddenly there is a light on the mountain. Is it happened? So the memory comes in. The memory, I told you other day, memory, does it create or reminds? Only reminds. Memory doesn't create anything. So can you stand? The average person doesn't. 99% people are lost in their thoughts. Not even 1% remembers that his thoughts, he doesn't know how to handle his thought. So which one he should understand? Himself or the thoughts? Himself. But how many people understand themselves? In the name of education, we are giving them more thoughts. But the fellows never understand himself. Forget the thought. Are you getting that? Such a person, apare sansare vishaya vishapure jalanidho. So apare sansare, in this vast, shoreless ocean of samsara, where jalanidhi, vishaya vishapure jalanidho, in this ocean of water, which is vishaya vishapuri, the sense subjects are like a poison as though. Who has made them poisonous? Huh? Hey, look, food causes indigestion or eating causes indigestion? Answer loud. Can't hear. Yes. Don't ever blame food. Swami, yesterday I ate vadai. I see. Vadai created a problem or your eating created a problem? But you never blame eating. What shall you say? Vadai. I see. Vadai. You must be Gade. Kalve. Are you getting that point? Money, money has gone into his head. Money goes into your head or you take the money into your head? What can I do? Money only took me to pub, You take the money to the pub or money takes you to the pub? You take money to the movie place or the money takes you to movie place? Shall you blame money for it? Never. Never ever. So you make everything poison in your life. Vishaya, in that. So you think it is poisonous? You think it's going to give pleasure where there is no pleasure? You go for it. You don't get it, disappointed. Go again for another thing. Are you getting that? You project happiness in something, you go. Drown. You don't get it. Then idiotically, just like a animal commits a mistake, again you shall project another happiness in another man or woman, again get into that. Again drown. Another man or woman, again drown. Another man or woman, again drown. Another object, again drown. Another little money, again drown. You understand? Who creates the trouble? God. God has nothing else to do except putting you, targeting you, right? You must see that. Nimajya unmajya Brahmati kuschitagati. Because coming under the spell of ignorance, this man continuously drowns in life. Therefore, know yourself. Let's read. How does it happen? Let's read it. We shall see. When I return from the trip, we shall see that. Bhanu prabharja Bhanu prabhasan janita bhrapangti Bhanum tirodhaya vijrumbhate yatha Atmoditaham krutitatma tattvam Tatha tirodhaya vijrumbhate swayam Bhanu prabhasan janita bhrapangti Bhanum tirodhaya vijrumbhate yatha Atmoditaham krutiratma tattvam Tatha tirodhaya vijrumbhate swayam. It's a beautiful example gives. I'll just give you the meaning and we shall see later on. Very beautiful. How does it happen? Bhanu prabha sanjanita ambra pankti bhanum tirodhaya yatha vijrumbhate. Bhanu prabha sanjanita abhra pankti. Abhra means cloud. Abhra pankti, the massive cloud. The whole body of cloud is created by the sun. Right or wrong? The sunlight, scorching hot sun rays falling in the body of the ocean, where evaporation takes place, massive cloud is created. And what does the cloud do? Cover the sun. Hey. The cloud created by the sunlight covers the sun. In the same way, Atmadito ahankruti atmatattvam tirodhaya vijrumbhate. Atma udita ahankruti. The sense of I, the individuality, this I, where from it comes? Listen carefully. First take the example. The sun shines and the scorching rays of the sun helping the water to evaporate from the body of the ocean or all waters creates massive cloud and the clouds cover the sun. In the same way, Atmodita ahankruti atmatattvam tirodhaya vijrumbhate. Ahankar, I thought, which rises from the self, the consciousness. That line I will explain to you. How do you say this ahankar rises from the consciousness? Listen carefully. What is the name of this one? Hibiscus. This hibiscus, where does it depend for its name? On the flower. Because of the flower, a name is created, or because there is a name, the flower is existing? Because the flower is existing, a name is created. So the name is dependent upon the object. Object doesn't depend upon the name for its existence. Who you are is not dependent upon the aham, the I thought. Because you are, your sense of being gives a name. I, the first thought. So the thought has its source in the self. But because of the ignorance, as though the thought covers the self. Are you getting that point? Are you getting that point? The thought depends on the source. But covers the source. Like you forget the object and the name has become important. So the ahankar, the I thought. Who are you? You straight away move into the I thought. And then extension, whatever you identify with it, it goes on identifying and gets into the problem. Therefore, just like the clouds are created in the presence of the sun, covers the sun, I thought exists in the presence of awareness as though covers it. Because of ignorance, it looks as though covers it. But then, please appreciate that the clouds cover the sun is known in the presence of the sun. That the I thought existing is known in the presence of the awareness that you are. So without the clouds, sun exists, but no cloud can exist without sun. Without the I thought, who you are, Atma Tattva, Chetana, consciousness exists. But no name can exist without you. The nameless. Please close your eyes. Just think over that and see the truth of it.